Good evening, friends. In previous lesson, we have discussed about the individual first one measure, and in this case, we will discuss about minor. Minor is the person who is below the age of 18. The minor is not capable to enter into any kind of contract. The contract with the minor is null and void. माइनर के साथ कोई भी कंट्रैक्ट लीगली नहीं हो सकता है। कोई भी कंट्रैक्ट माइनर के साथ नॉल और वॉइड होता है। माइनर is always backed by the guardian. There can be two types of guardian. One is natural, another is legal. Natural guardian is under section 6 of Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act 1956. Section 6 of Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act 1956. The father, in the absence of father, the mother is the natural guardian of a person. But in the case when there is a father and mother of the minor is not available, in that case court appointed legal guardian for the minor, that is under the Guardian and Ward Act 1892. Guardian and Ward Act 1892. While borrowing money, the guardian can act as a to sign the document of contract, but the money that used for contract, the money that is borrowed in the contract from the bank should be used for the benefit of the minor only, and sufficient document must be provided while lending money in the name of minor by the guardian. The next thing is married woman. Married woman, any law of Indian court does not debar a married woman to seek advance from the bank. But while giving a loan to the married woman, the married woman must be of independent, means they must be constituted bank, otherwise introduced to the bank. They must introduced to the bank, and they must be independent. And while borrowing to the married woman, the bank must examine her own asset with her requirement and his own ability to repay. While giving loan to married woman, we must access their own asset and own ability to repay, and whether his own asset is sufficient to repay the loan or not should be taken into account. And in no case the married woman's husband is liable to repay the loan, with some exception that if the loan is taken with the consent of her husband. लोन मैरिड वुमेन के लोन उसके हस्बैंड के कंसेंट से लिया गया हो, और in the debt is given by the married woman if the husband is not able to meet the necessities of life of the married woman. In that case, the husband is liable to give the or repay the loan. He is liable to repay the loan. Otherwise, in no case the husband of the married woman is liable to repay the loan if the loan is taken by the married woman independently. Then next is the Freudian woman. Freudian are the person who observe complete seclusion in accordance with the custom her community. वो अपनी कम्युनिटी के हर कोई नियमों को अच्छी तरह पालन करती है. वो इफ़ शुद्ध भाषा में बोले, वो घूंघट डाल के रहती है, और ही इज़ डोमिनेटेड बाय द मेल मेंबर ऑफ हर फैमिली, एंड दे आर publicly they cannot express their feelings, their words. So in that case, while giving loan to Fluorescent women, there is no law that divides this woman to take loan from the bank. But in that case, there is always a person who can introduce that woman to bank. There is always a introducer, and the introducer must preferably a lady, and he must be well known to the bank also. And while dealing any kind of transaction with this woman, there is always a authorized officer, and the introducer uh, must be present, and the officer authorize the introducer and keep in record the address and phone number of the introducer. Then next one is the illiterate person. Illiterate person are the person who can legally enter into a valid contract. They give thumb impression or which act as a thumb impression or mark, which uh, uh, who must be executed in presence of a third. The document must be executed, and the documents are well explained and read in loud in the presence of a third person uh, whose name and address to be kept in record. The documents and the contract must well explained to the illiterate person properly, and he must understand it. After understanding the document, the illiterate person give a thumb impression. In the absence of thumb impression, he can also give foot thumb absence. If there is two hands are absent in the person, he can give toe impression also. And the document is fully explained in the presence of another third party, and whose name and address are to be kept in record for future future. Then next one is the agent. Agent is the person who is employed by another to act behalf of another person. The person who employs the agent is called principal, and the person who act on behalf of the principal is called as agent. Principal is the person who authorizes the agent to act on behalf of the principal, and agent is the person who is authorized by the principal. The agent is the document of agent, that is agent deed, act as a legal document for the agent. Section 182 of Indian Contract Act. Section 182 of Indian Contract Act authorize the agent or define the agent. Agent can bind the principal to the third party by act on with his or her apparent authority. Agent is the person who act on behalf of the principal. There must be a agent deed, which is explained in section 182 of Indian Contract Act, which define agent, and there must be agent deed which explain the restriction and the transaction that can be done by the agent on behalf of the principal. While giving in doing any financial transaction by the agent, the bank must know properly. The agent deed must be fully understood by the bankers, and the copy of agent deed should be kept in record for future reference. All the restriction given in agent deed must be fully understood, and there is some act which explain the termination of agent deed, that is section 201 explain how to the agent deed or agency is terminated. The first one, the principal कैन रिवोक हिज अथॉरिटी. द प्रिंसिपल खुद ही अपना एजेंट को टर्मिनेट कर सकती है, और एजेंसी खुद ही अपना एजेंट खुद अपना बिजनेस एजेंसी को ख़त्म कर सकती है. देन द थर्ड वन इज़ द बिजनेस ऑफ एजेंसी इज़ कम्प्लीटेड. जिसके लिए एजेंट अपॉइंट था वही काम ही ख़त्म हो जाए तो एजेंट का कोई काम ही नहीं रहा, तो वो एजेंट डीड ही ख़त्म हो जाता है. देन इन केस द प्रिंसिपल और एजेंट in any one of them, if one become dies, or in any one of them become insolvent, dies, insolvent, or become on sound mind, then in that case also agency is terminated. Then we come to attorney. In that case, a person can appoint an attorney on behalf. Person can appoint an attorney for doing any kind of financial and personal decision. Any person can appoint an attorney on behalf of him by another third party to dealing with any personal or financial transaction. Power of attorney is appointed when there is a person who is physically handicapped. Physically handicapped कोई attorney को engage कर सकती है. When there is travel restriction, ट्रैवल में रेस्ट्रिक्शन है, मतलब वन पर्सन ऑस्ट्रेलिया में है, अनदर पर्सन इंडिया में है, और ए पर्सन ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जो है उसका कोई प्रॉपर्टी इंडिया में है, बट वो ही वांट टू सेल द प्रॉपर्टी इन इंडिया, and he can for selling the property he cannot able to move this much distance to sell the property. In that case he appoint a attorney on behalf of him who can do the financial transaction in India and send money of his property to that person. And busy schedule, someone is very busy in his work and he can appoint a attorney for this purpose. And any elderly person means जो आदमी बहुत ज़्यादा ही एज के हो गए हैं, वो अपने फैमिली का कोई मेंबर और अपने क्लोज रिलेटिव जिसे वो ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं, वो अपने पावर ऑफ अटर्नी उन्हें दे सकते हैं. द पावर ऑफ अटर्नी इज ऑथराइज्ड बाय ए डॉक्यूमेंट ऑफ POA, power of attorney. The power of attorney must be duly stamped, registered with registered of document, and also it must be attested by notary public. That power of attorney document must be duly stamped, registered with the register of document, and it must be attested in the notary public. The power of attorney is based upon the POA, power of attorney document. The power of attorney can be given for two purpose. One is general purpose power of attorney and is special purpose power of attorney. General purpose, that can run different type of transaction for on behalf of other person, and special purpose, there is special power is given and for a special single type of transaction. The power of attorney process can be terminated at any point of time if the agent, if the principal want to terminate the power of attorney, if the agent want to terminate the power of attorney by writings, then the power of attorney will be terminated. If the purpose for which power of attorney is given is finished, then power of attorney, for example, if for the purpose of selling the property in India, the individual staying at Australia has given power of attorney, the property sale is over, then the power of attorney power will be terminated. And in case the any of person from principal or agent becomes unsound by, become insolvent, or any of them dies, then the power of attorney is terminated. The power of attorney power is withdrawn. Next is the joint borrower. Joint borrower are the two or more person or group of individual who do not constituent a registered body or association, who do not constituent a registered body or any association are registered body or association should be treated as joint borrower. The joint borrower, while giving any kind of lending, in the documents, all the joint borrower have to be signed jointly. And if they give power of attorney to a single person, authorize a single person to sign them, then all the joint borrower should sign the document of power of attorney, and they give power to a single person to sign all the document. The power of attorney can be of two types: general power of attorney, joint liability, and severally liability. Joint liability means each individual will be taken as jointly, and their liability is taken as jointly. And severally liability means each individual is liable individually, and they are restricted only to the extent of their share, not to the whole amount. तो जॉइंट borrower जॉइंट लाइबिलिटी दो तरह की होते हैं. वन इज jointly liability and several liability. Joint liability means each individual jointly liable है, और कोई भी liability के लिए they are jointly liable. And several liability means each individual is individually liable, and each of them individually liable, and they are liable up to the extent of their share, not to the whole amount. They are not liable for their whole amount. Thank you for listening to my lecture.